Hello everybody, Toxie here. You may have seen one of my more recent uploads online about the PLA molds and waxing the insides, and it was just a quick time lapse, nothing big. But recently I've been asked why I'm doing that, and well, it's to help to kind of work as a little release agent part of it. But it makes a smooth surface so there's less grip on the inside when you take it out of the mold and prevent it from tearing. So a couple things I want to go over first. I'm not like the first one to ever do something like this. I have done my own research online. Some of you might have a hard time finding something like this, but I kind of come across it and then I kind of just thought it over in my head just like that because I'm just used to doing this kind of stuff, and more on that later. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you step-by-step how to wax and roll, and just show you how to do it. So yeah, so first I just want to explain that well, I did just say that I'm not the first to do something like this, but I want, from where I learned it at, the people that have done it, I just want to be clear, this is my design. This is for my own personal use, and a couple of things I've done different. It's got thin walls, save on material, of course, and but I added these walls with keyholes in them to lock it in with some of these bolts here, and we'll get to that later. So a couple things actually one more thing. This is also a blank positive I made that is of the actual canine here, and I actually cut off most of the muzzle and just made it more round because this is going to create a more open space on the inside of the head for just so I can put padding where I want it, where I'm most comfortable at. But yeah, this is for me. It's what I'm comfortable with. Some of you will just you'll just take cushion foam and just sculpt it from scratch. But what I'm doing here is basically creating a skeletal structure like this. So I have the option to add foam, glue it on side, trim it, or remove what I need. So the goal is to get it to look something like this. And during my trial and error, pros and cons, let's see, what am I want to say? I just used the wax and used the heat gun, smooth the inside. You probably don't have to worry too much about it being a real even surface. You just want to make it smooth, because when it comes to adding onto the surface, hold on a second. Okay, still recording. You're not going to see any of that underneath it, so it don't have to look pretty. You just have to get this basic shape down. Okay, so we'll talk more as we go, but a couple things you're going to need. We're going to use some golf wax. You can see that real well. Household paraffin wax. Going to need a measuring cup, a gram scale. We're going to be using some flex foamant, This is part A, here's part B. And of course, we need a popsicle stick to stir with. We're going to use a bristle brush, and you could use a foam brush, but I'll explain why I would prefer to use this in a little bit. And then we're going to use some universal mold release. Okay, what you are going to discover together how well this does. This will be my first time using it on this. So yeah, we're going to just find out. All right, so here we go. Okay, so skip forward in time. I got a little bit of plastic here spread out so I don't make a mess on the table. It's just a plain trash bag. I got some melted wax right here in this little cheap aluminum tray you make for like banana bread. And I got my heat gun over here, and I got a little bit of aluminum foil right here, so I just laid a hot in on that and just prevent from touching the table. So okay, we're going to start on this blank positive right here. And one thing I want to show you with the foam brush is that it absorbs just a lot of liquid. Now I'm going to exaggerate this a little bit, but if you can, I don't know how well you can see this. Alright, but stupid flies. Okay, so if I like here and press down how much that is coming off on the sides, it makes, as it goes down, it gets a little thicker as it's cooling off. And when the thing is, if you go melt down evenly with the heat gun, and especially if you're working on this, due to the like thin walls, it's gonna take more time to make it even, flatten out, and it's gonna make this like all flimsy and it can ruin your mold. So I got this bristle brush right here is gonna tap that down a little bit, and see that if you see it, it makes a nicer even coat. So that's what I'm going to be doing all around on this and the mold. Another thing with the foam brush, like if you're trying to work, okay, you can use a foam brush if you want. I'm not saying you can't, but the thing is, if you're getting so much liquid melted wax in here, it's going to pile up in like these corners at the bottom and just pile, and it's not going to get out right. So just something to keep in mind. Alright, so I'm going to go back to this, and I'm just going to work on the side closest to me first. Just try to make it even as possible. So that looks good. Now I'm gonna start with this. And I'll just show you a little something, if you can see that. When you go in with your brush around the nose area, see how nice that looks? Wipe out some of the excess there. So there you have it. Now I'm just gonna flip this right here so most of it will drip down on there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do this up, cut and do this other one, and we'll continue from there. Okay, so here we are. I got both these covered. Now we're going to start with the heat gun on the blank base here. I'm going to start at the bottom. I'll go ahead and turn this. Okay, I'm gonna place this aside for now, let it cool down on its own for a bit. Let's go ahead and start with one of these. Okay, and I'm probably gonna want to just hold it up a bit, not touching the table here. Okay, that's pretty good. So you just kind of see these little spots right here and there. Hold on a second. And that's okay. I'm not worried about that at all. So now I'm going to put that down and I'll do the other one. But yeah, you can see as an example in these like thicker areas how much longer it's taken to actually melt down. Yeah, you want to try to prevent that as much as possible, especially on the inside. But again, you don't have to make it look perfect, because when you go add foam, sculpt on the surface, it's gonna pretty much hide all that, and you're probably even gonna cut off a chunk of foam or two. So it's not a big deal. I kind of find myself doing it because I'm on the spectrum. Okay, so there's that. Alright, I'm going to put that down, come back to them. Now I'm going to bring this back over here. It's cooled down. See how much smooth that surface is? Well, it's got some bumps here, but it's the foam, the flex foam, is going to not stick as bad on the bottom here. Okay, so the heat gun's smoking, touched the plastic accidentally. Try not to breathe that in. Okay, gonna make some adjustments here. Just kind of shift that up a bit because I want the wax to just drip off the sides. Okay, that's better. That's better. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so here we go on this. Okay, now I'm gonna just put that aside and cool off. So that's me. That's like, I feel like it's not done. I just have to come fix it a little bit. Okay. So again, same thing. I'm gonna do this one, cut the film, and continue on the other one. We'll go from there. I never tell ya, spirit live like a wire. I came to learn, fantasies burn like the shaking drops still in. Okay, so when that cools off, I'll just like take a razor or something, just lightly go across here, clean that up. But that, yeah. So, all right, so stick around for more. Okay, now it's time to add some release to the mold, the base, and then we're gonna connect them with these bolts here. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so that's that. I'll probably spray the sides on here after I've got them all connected. Hold that in place. Just put on a couple to start. these line up on both ends, and so far it's looking pretty good. Tighten those. So that's what it looks like. Now let's start putting the rest on. Alright, there you have it. Sealed tight and ready to go. Okay, on to the next day. There's a step I want to go over with you that I skipped. I'm going to explain it real quick. There was really no reason for me to, show it, to do it. But what I did was take this base piece. Oh, and I actually, with my previous prints, I already sculpted. Took a masking tape and covered the surface and get that shape in. If you're like, you know how to make fursuit heads, you would put masking tape over the surface, and then if it's round off in some areas, you would have to make a few slits so when you go sew it, it curves as when you go apply the fur onto the head. So kind of the same concept. So I did somewhere before, and I didn't want to have to go through that again. And what I did is trace it onto 1/2-inch cushion foam here. And if you've seen on one of my original shorts, I tried to do like just a single flat piece. Turns out if you do that, if it was a flat piece and you're placing on top, somewhere there's going to be some awkward like folding in some area. You just don't want to do that. So I traced it onto a piece of foam and then glued the ends with just lightly with some hot glue to make the shape, and it can fit in the mold here. But I'm going to actually place it on this and then into the mold actually. So okay, we're going to get started. I'm going to reset this. For about this, we're going to use some flex foam at 3. This takes 1 part A, 2 part B, and this expands about 15 times that what you mix. For this, I'm going to use about 14 ounces, and it's going to overflow a bit, and I'm going to have it compressed, and it's going to expand, and you want to put some weight on top, keep it from moving. That's why I got this jug. This used jug of exhaust fuel laying around is filled up with water. So I'm going to lay that on top after I get poured in and everything. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put it on the scale here. For about 14 ounces, it's like 4.6. Then we'll fill up the rest of the way. I already shook up the containers before putting it in here. Oh, slow. 4.6 there. Get on my knees for this. Wipe that off before I put the lid back on. Okay, now we use part B. Hit it at 14 ounces. And after I get it filled, I'm going to start mixing for 30 seconds. So you want to make sure you get it all mixed nice and good. And then I want to pour it into the mold and slosh it around a little bit before I put in the blank piece. Went a little over. That's okay. It's not going to make too much of a difference. So 14.2 on there now. And I want that. Okay, so I think it's stir sick. Start counting. 1, 2, 3, 30. Okay, so I'm just start pouring on the sides here. Get all that in. Now just quickly I'm going to slosh it around, just make sure it gets spread everywhere. Okay, so now I gotta move fast. Just gonna press down. Just press down on that. Place this on top. You want to try to compress it a bit as it's expanding. Okay. Okay, looks like it's done. So we'll come back a couple hours and remove it. Okay, it's been a couple hours now. We're gonna go ahead and crack this open. And first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a flathead and I'm just gonna pry the sides a little bit. Oh, that's not taking too much effort so far. Go back down. Just get loosened up a little. Okay, now I'm not gonna immediately open it from the sides. Instead, I'm gonna want to actually pull from here to me, so I'm not ripping it. Oh, listen to that. Ooh, look at that. That came out real smooth. But take this out. Oh, I've not done it that easily in my previous video. Oh. Okay. Oh, look at that. That is so clean. Look at that. Yes, the release agent works. Look at that. Okay, so there you have it. That's waxing PLA mold and making a foam positive fursuit head. So here's one we walked through, and I actually made another one. The only difference is when I traced out on the cushion foam, I actually add a little more space up here so it kind of pops out of the mold, and then while I still have it in there, I just took a razor and just sliced it across the surface here against the wall, and it just makes it look nice and clean and just professional looking to me anyways. And I'll show you what I'm working on currently is a smaller canine head, and it's going to be a lot lighter and less pain on my neck. So if you know how to make one of those foam domes and apply a face onto it, well, for me, I had a carve, cut a curve. Oh, sorry. Like around here, so it kind of just wraps around the neck area, like onto the surface here, kind of forms onto the foam, and so that I'm able to glue it. I'll show you the inside too. That's neoprene. I'm actually working on two heads of the exact same one for me. I'll explain that later. So thanks for watching. I hope this has been informal, answered some of your questions. So see you later. Thank you.